Alright guys, today we're going to be reviewing the SYX Moto like Sprk, SPRK, I don't really know. Anyways, it's a 5,500 watt motor. Apparently top speed is 43 miles per hour, 60 volt, 27 amp hour battery. And the price is basically $2,000 for the black version. But if you get the silver version, it's $1,700. I personally like the black version better, but anyways, we're fully charged. Quick top speed test. See how fast this goes. Okay. Says we're going 43. Definitely feels fast. So yeah, pretty much top speed was 43 miles an hour. It did kind of feel like 43. It felt pretty fast. We are going to do like a quick track session with this in a minute. Alright, so just kind of like going over the bike. The seat is kind of comfortable. It's like comfortable for a little bit, but then after a while it's not comfortable. This is kind of cheap plastic. Not really my favorite. And then the battery connector is right in here. So like it keeps coming loose when you like hit big bumps. So it's like a really bad spot. The motor, it's got torque, pretty good torque. The suspension feels fine. The front, like I put this front number plate on, took off the headlight and the other thing, because it just looked ugly in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah. If I'm being honest, it's probably not worth the money, because the competition is so crazy. It also puts itself in park all the time. So you always, like, if you stop for like 10 seconds or 7 seconds, it just puts itself in park, which is kind of annoying. The rear brake works really well though, which is good for wheelies. This bike is kind of hard to wheelie though. Like, it's kind of hard to keep it balanced. Like, it keeps leaning to the side a bunch versus like other bikes. Yeah, I mean it's a lot harder than some other bikes, but the suspension does feel good though, so that's really nice. But there's something very critical that I'm about to tell you guys, and we're gonna go out in my backfield and test it. Also, the throttle response is pretty good, which is obviously a must on these things, and it does feel like it has pretty good power. Like, I'm actually going fairly fast, but the competition is so crazy. Alright, so we're out here on the dirt bike track, and I'm about to tell you the biggest problem with this bike. So, it's pretty rattly, like the chain, when you're going off these bumps and stuff. But it just did it. Basically, the throttle, like the bike cuts the throttle off when you hit big bumps, which doesn't make any sense. Like, it almost has like a tilt sensor, and it's triggering the tilt sensor. So like right here, I go off this, I'm literally pinned right now, and it's not giving throttle. But then I let off and go again, and it's fine. So these big impacts on the bike just shut the bike off. And so I emailed them, and they're like, oh, we'll send you a new controller. And I'm like, thanks, because now I have to put it together again. So I was like, I'll replace it, see if it fixes it. But I found out one of the screws was stripped on the bike. So I'm like, well, I'm not messing with this. So I mean, the bike works and stuff, but apparently, like, these big bumps and everything just suck. Like, you gotta make like a legit product, bro. Like, seriously. So like, if I accelerate in this bumpy terrain, pinned, sometimes it like cuts off for like a split second, and it's super annoying. It didn't do it right there, but I mean, some of the times it's done it, and it's so annoying. So anyways, do I think this bike is worth it? Not really. There's a lot of other bikes that are way better and that aren't gonna have this problem. So yeah, it's just not it, bro. So that's my review. plenty of power. Like, I'm getting up this steep hill easily, but the fact that it shuts off the throttle when you hit big bumps is really annoying. I guess another way to describe this bike is like, when I go off these jumps, it feels kind of sketchy. Like, you can do it and everything, but it just feels, I don't know, sketchy. And it kind of rattles when you go off the jumps. So, not my favorite. At least it has solid foot pegs on this, but kind of overpriced for what it offers. So, yeah, that's my review. It's got the key ignition, but yeah, the main problem, the fact that it shuts off when you hit big bumps. The battery connector's right here underneath this thing, and it kind of likes to wiggle out sometimes. It's hard to wheelie. This cheap plastic, and the fact that the front fender and everything, like the front headlight, looks so ugly, bro. So yeah, not my favorite bike. But yeah, that's my review. If you got any questions or comments, make sure to drop them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.